Hello, welcome to Garden of Change, another reflection for IDG staff care. My name is Reverend Eleesabeth Hager, and I am founder of Garden of Change and feel very dedicated to staff care. So I offer this short IDG reflection for you and your team to be sustainable, to be renewable, because if we don't, we're not going to last too long in this profession, devoted to caregiving others and at the edge, at the threshold of existence, or certainly the existence we know. All right, behind me are coneflowers. Coneflowers are an incredible metaphor for change. If you notice, the very early buds are dramatically, awesomely different than the mature flowers that have the big cones in the middle of them. They change according to their unfolding. They change according to their unfolding. When I was first starting out as a young person, I was a landscape architect, and one of my clients, I was helping them, he was caregiving his wife. And he said to me, he said, with a shoulder shrug, he said, when you're in it for life, there are some decades that are better than others. And it kind of blew my mind to have that expansive view, that perspective of time and love over time, because love does change color and shape over time. How many times have I mentioned that as a support to a client or one of the family members who are trying to figure out how to take care of their loved one? Love changes color and shape as it unfolds. Love is food is love for most of our lives, certainly in my family, but at the end of life it is not. It can choke people. Our bodies can't absorb food, so food is not love, and that is a big hurdle to get over. But it changes in many other ways also. In my garden this morning, it occurred to me that these coneflowers are the perfect metaphor for how love unfolds, certainly at the threshold of birth and death. Life is not easy, and there's natural grief that comes with that through the change in our own bodies, our own aging, looking at ourselves in the mirror. You know, it affects us when we're supporting others. There's a natural process to grief, which is just part of life, but we experience it in our bodies, in our relationships, our friendships, our family. I'm going to leave you with a quote that is very nourishing. It's one of my favorite quotes. It's by a fellow chaplain, Reverend Kate Batestrup. She says this about grief and change and what our weapons are to manage that grief and change. She says this: walk fearlessly into the house of mourning. For grief is just love squaring up against its oldest enemy. After all these mortal human years, love is up to the challenge. Believe that, my friends. Love is up to the challenge. Thank you. Blessings and on your week and on your life.